the background?
Good evening and welcome to Dr. Lisa Thompson's train going through her office. If you're here tonight and you thought you were going to find out about the Guru Code, you might. But before you do that, what we would like to do tonight is take you on a transatlantic journey across the great railways of Canada and the U.S. with Dr. Lisa Thompson, your guide on the railways. Just joining us and you don't know what's going on.
We don't either.
We don't either. We do know that quite possibly in the future PBS may be contacting Lisa Thompson in regards to a travel show based on tonight's webinar. We've heard there's a rumor going around. I'm not sure if that's true. I'm just saying there's a rumor. But what we've done is we've put together a few people. We put together Lisa Thompson. We got Mr. Bob Clark. Got Miss Tracy Housel. Did I say it right?
You said it absolutely correct.
You said it with flair too. Housel.
Right? That's how it's supposed to be said, I think. I don't know how the Housels pronounce it, but that's how I would be. I'd be like, I'm a Housel. Right? That's how we would do it. That's how we would do it if I was in the Housel family, but I'm not, just in spirit. So we put together a panel for you, right? So if you're here tonight, let's get serious for a second. If you're here tonight, maybe you wanted to get the skinny, you wanted to get like the real lowdown on what's this Guru Code about. Is it something that you want to do? Is it something that's for you or for someone that you know? Maybe there's someone that you're thinking of that you want to share this with, but you want to get a little bit more nitty-gritty, and maybe you didn't want to. Maybe you've seen a couple opportunities to ask Diane Hockman. Maybe you were on the webinar with Larry and Diane, but maybe you just maybe there was a bad connection. Maybe you didn't have time. Maybe you couldn't unmute, or maybe you got a little scared. Either way, whatever the situation was tonight, you're going to have the opportunity to hear from Tracy. You're going to hear from Lisa, Bob, a little bit from myself, and you're going to be able to not only, or in addition to hearing their story and hearing what they find valuable about the Guru Code and what they've already received, in addition to that, you're going to be able to ask some questions. So we're not going to make this long and drawn out. Dr. Lisa's not really taking you on a transatlantic railway tour, okay? Although that may be a fun trip someday, right? That may
teleportation, maybe.
Right. There you go. Teleportation. And then that you just go from teleport from one train stop to the next, or to say.
Yep, that's right. Boop, boop, boop.
I'm signed up for that.
It's not as scenic, but it's a lot faster of a trip. So if time is your concern, boom, you can do the teleportation. If you want to do the scenic tour, that will also be available. Yeah. So why don't we start down on the end, right? And I don't know how everyone else has seen it, but on my end, I see Mr. Bob Clark. So why don't we, Tracy, I don't know if you noticed this, but we're like 50-50 with doctors tonight.
Yeah. I did notice that. I feel a little,
I feel pretty.
I don't have that PhD or that PsyD thing.
Here's the thing. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I don't have PhD or anything, but I don't. Listen, this is my thoughts are this. I don't have to have a PhD as long as I'm sitting at the table with two other ones.
You're absolutely correct.
I'm just in the mix, right?
That's right.
I'm like, hey, can we get Dr. Lisa and Dr. Bob some stuff over here? By the next time the waiter comes around, they're like, Dr. Burt, what do you need? And you're like, that's what I'm talking about, right? Everyone else is a doctor. How do they know, right? I'm just trying to blend in. I got the bald look going, right? I did the challenge with Lisa. See, I'm connected with some doctors. Woo,
there you go.
So let's start. I just had to bring that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get us sidetracked, but me and Tracy just kind of boosted up our game a little bit right now. So I wanted to bring attention to that. Why don't we start with Dr. Bob? We'll move over to Dr. Lisa, and then Tracy, you wrap us up. How does that sound?
Works for me.
Sounds good.
All right.
I can't believe you never get us sidetracked. I can't believe that just happened. Hey, let me tell you something about being a doctor. And Lisa, maybe you'll agree with this. I don't know, but I have a doctorate, fine. But when I got into marketing, I felt like I was in middle school. I mean, I was like, so in over my head And it was frustrating because I felt like I should know all this stuff, and I felt like I should be at the same level I was in my job, and it doesn't work that way. It's not even close. So, yeah. So forget the doctor part of it. Okay, it doesn't mean anything here. Okay. One of the big questions I've been getting from people asking me about the Guru Code, basically, is it for me? Okay, and mostly from people who are just starting. And they want to know, is it for me? I don't know anything yet. This seems like an advanced course. And I think Diane addressed this a little bit yesterday, but if you missed it, she made a good point. Basically, if you're new and starting fresh, you don't have to worry about having any pre-programmed thoughts or ideas in your head. And you can start from scratch, and you'll probably get the most out of this thing because you won't have to work so hard with Larry, and you'll be very good at it. I would say the only people. And Bert, unmute for a minute because I want to hear your reaction to this.
Okay, there you
go. The only people I know of who this is not for, and I'm going to be very straight and honest about this, it's the plug-and-play crowd. The autopilot, plug and play, do no work, have it all work for me. Once I know this stuff, that will not jive in this course. If that's what you want to do, then don't even bother because it's not going to work. You agree with that, Bert?
Absolutely. This isn't for you if that's your deal. It's not that that's a bad deal. That's just not this deal. That's not what this training course is designed to do. This isn't I don't even know what you can, but this isn't like a Legos thing, or this is like Legos. This is like Legos where you get there's 1,078 pieces and you're going to put this together, but you're doing it step by step, module by module, right? What you're talking about is you're talking about slot machine action or lotto scratcher or something if I do this thing it might work or something, and that's not for, if that's what you're looking for, this is just, you could just pop off the webinar right now. I would absolutely agree.
You're right. It's not a bad thing because be honest, I work a lot with part-timers who are looking for that leverage, something to plug into that they can pay money and they'll start generating leads, making sales. And there's some few systems out there where that might work for you. This is about building your business, your own business with your own brand. This has nothing to do with a company or anything else. So, if you're looking for plug and play, then I would say do not invest in this course. If it's anything else, no matter what your experience level, I'd say do it because you will be so far ahead of everybody else when you get out of here that it won't even be funny. I made a video today. I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but it was basically, it was from my heart. And it started out, I felt it yesterday, and then I let it kind of ruminate overnight, and then this morning I cut it because, I've had the good fortune to work pretty closely with Diane and Larry over the last year or so, especially for me. I know, Tracy, you've worked with them longer, but you guys go way back, but I've worked very closely with them this year, and it's no coincidence this has been my best year. It's no coincidence that I've done pretty well this year and that people kind of know me and I've developed somewhat of a following because it's really due to what I've just followed Diane. I just followed her lead. And, if she says make a move and I'm like, Bert, okay, how high do you want me to jump? And it's because we developed that trust. You don't do that for anybody else, but when you trust somebody that they're going to have your best interest in mind at heart, then you're going to listen to what they say. I mean, if someone in my industry in reproductive physiology who's way above me tells me something, gives me some advice or something, I take it. It's the same here. If Diane's going to give you some advice on making a move, I'm going to take it because she's way up here on the success ladder and I'm down here. So of course I'm going to follow that. And that's what I've been doing this year, and it's worked for me. And I got all these kind of pre-programmed things going on in my head from my childhood and everything else. Tracy, you can probably talk about that better, but there were times where no matter what Diane would say, I was blocked. I couldn't get through, and I needed Larry. And thank goodness Larry was there to talk me off the ledge a couple times because, sometimes you just feel like you're banging your head against the wall and you can't just no matter what happens, you can't get through it. And that's what Larry is so good at. Larry can take a situation and listen to you for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and just start spewing out some some possibilities to get through it. And the guy's good. The guy's just really good. So I love those guys. I think the world of them. I know in my heart that they will put out so much value for everybody in this course. So for those of you who are in here who signed up, it's going to be the ride of your life. You're going to be so far ahead of everybody else when you get out. And if you're on the cusp, if you're on the fence about it, my advice is to get in. Any way you can get in. I had a guy today who messaged me, and he was giving me some of the stuff. I have no money. I just can't do this. And it happens. It does happen. I understand that. And he said, he asked me, what would you do in this situation? And I was really honest. I thought about it for a second. I said, I'd sell stuff. I'd sell anything I had to get in this course. Because at first just come up with $117 just to get in the first week. And then I'd sell something else. I'd sell something else until I got through my 10 weeks, because the upside of this, how much you're going to make if you go through it and if you implement it, how much the potential income that you could make on the other side of it from what you learn in this course is nothing compared to what they're offering, they're charging. So that's my 2 cents, guys. I hope it makes sense, but I'm going to let you all else talk. I think maybe we can try and get out of here in 30 minutes for these people so they can get a beverage or something and maybe have a little dinner and then hop onto Lisa's webinar. So that's it. I'm out. Dr. Lisa, it's up to you.
Okay, I'm excited to do the Guru Code, and one of the things that I have been hearing from people is saying, oh, you have to be perfect when you're going to be a part of, working with a mentor like Diane, because she's going to demand perfection. And really, that's not the case, guys. When you're doing the Guru Code, your mentors, they expect you to make mistakes. They want you to make mistakes because then they can see where you're going wrong and correct you. And that was something that I had to, work with myself, because, I screwed up a lot working, with Diane for the last year, but Diane is one of the most honest mentors in terms of giving you feedback. I mean, if they don't give you feedback, then they're really not a true mentor and coach. And what she does is she comes from a place of just absolute, wanting to see you succeed. So that's why when they come in, they give you that, when they correct you like that. So if you're having limiting beliefs over having to be perfect or fears of screwing up, that's where Larry's going to come in, and he's going to help you work through that. So when you're taking this course, give yourself permission that it's okay to make mistakes. Make mistakes, because those are going to be your stepping stones. And I loved how Dr. Bob mentioned, a few weeks back, that every time you take an action, and if you make a mistake, that's okay, but you're going to be one step closer to your goal. So that's what we need to focus on. And the Guru Code is going to help you. You're getting like the best of both. I mean, Diane's going to give you the techniques to make you competent, and Larry's going to come in and help you work with your beliefs to make you a more confident person. And believe it or not, people are going to find you attractive if you're going out there and making mistakes, because everybody loves that redemption, the redemption story, struggling to claw your way back up to the top. Everyone loves the first Rocky movie. Cinderella Man with Russell Crowe, that was a big movie. Any movie that has this where you're struggling and you're climbing your way to the top, people eat that up and they follow you, because that represents who they are. So if you're on the fence, give it a try. Like Bob said, for $100, I mean, think about right now, over the holiday weekend here, you might be going out and doing stuff where you're going to blow $100. And here, this is going to be an investment in yourself. So that's all I have there. Tracy, do you want to take over?
I have the unique, out of all of us, the unique position that I've known Diane for years. I've known Diane before she hit the big stages for the entire industry. She made it for her companies. and she was at the top, but she wasn't. I don't want to say worldwide, but she wasn't on the huge stages. And her mentor was also my mentor for a short period of time. And the pieces I learned of the Guru Code, the Guru Code doesn't have to be about marketing, doesn't have to be about business. You can use it in anything. I used it in doubling my contracts for my school psychology services when I was working with Diane and her mentor. And one of the things I loved about, or that impressed me, were that I actually learned more usable psychology than I did getting my school psychology degree. And I mean, everyday psychology. I mean, I can diagnose stuff if you force me to, but it's just getting to understand people, and she's so good at that. And she's also one of the most honest, straightforward people I know. And Larry, he's just fabulous. He's one of the best counselors I've ever seen. He works miracles. I do want to say that if you take the class and expect your life to get better, your business to get better, and you don't implement anything, it's not going to work. That's my 2 cents. Bert?
Tracy, before Bert jumps in, that was such a great point you made about how you can take the stuff from the Guru Code and use it in any part of your life. That's so true.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use it for your business, for your professional career, for your relationships. I mean, this is about people.
Yes.
Right? It's about dealing with people, understanding how people react to things. It's not your straightforward, this is video marketing, or this is how to build a blog. This is not those kind of skills. It's a whole different kind of skill that's probably one of the hardest to get your head wrapped around, right?
Yeah, you can't exactly Google these kinds of skills. You can Google how to do video marketing and FB and all that, and you get a good basis. But this is the type of stuff you really don't get by Googling or searching YouTube.
Yeah. Great point. Bert, you're up, man.
Boom. I agree with everything that everyone said so far. The magic of being able to have real mentorship in what the Guru Code is putting together, with having the marketing that Diane puts together and the mindset portion that Larry puts together, is both components are required to move forward in your business. Almost for almost everyone, unless you, and this is how I would caveat that, if you already, and there's an exception even to this, if you already are successful in business, then you probably fundamentally have a bunch of the skills required to achieve success, right? In some area, obviously, if you're being successful in business, the caveat though, even the exception to that, is that just because you're successful in one industry doesn't mean that necessarily is going to translate over into another industry. And the great example is these two down here, right? That's where me and Tracy can skate by on this part. We're like, hey, listen, we're not doctors, okay? We're not rocket scientists like these two, okay?
Well, I do have a master's degree. I'm not totally...
Okay, well, all right, sorry that I'm being surrounded by a bunch of super geniuses, okay? I'm not that bright of a guy.
Bert hasn't gotten out of middle school yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like Bernie Madison or something, trying to make it through 6th grade. That's the cool part. The cool part is that you can see across the board. This is the crazy part too. Watch this, guys. You can look across the board and see people that are doctors, people that have their doctorate, people that have master's degree. You can see someone like myself that never finished college. I never finished, guys. Just like a lot of people that you heard, I quit. And I went back multiple times and I was like, this is ridiculous. Why do I have and I'm not saying that I totally value what these people did in their education. I tried to go back as an adult and I was like, this is not going to serve me well, right? Like, why do I have to go take a test to prove to these people that I understand a concept? I understand it. That's the only person that needs it. I'm the only one that needs to understand it. Right? At this point in my life, I don't require a certificate, like the job that I'm performing does not require that, right? So I'm not demeaning
Absolutely.
it. I'm saying that I was like, what am I doing this for? Like, I'm going to prove to what? To some people at this college that I could do this? Like, I was like, I could just go learn this stuff if I want to learn it. The point being...
Bart, can I interrupt you for a minute?
Yeah.
Diane's mentor, I think he graduated from college. I mean, from high school. I think he graduated from high school.
I did. I did that. I'm like, I did that. I made it.
He was extremely successful.
Yeah. So the point is, like, look, anyone with, it doesn't matter if your education background, where you're from, if you're from New York or the West Coast or Minnesota or Pennsylvania or Ohio or California. It doesn't matter if you're in Canada or in Japan, if you live in United Kingdom or if you're in Australia. Anyone can do this if you apply it. And this is the part that Tracy hit on that's really important. You can't go Google this. It's not like I can say, okay, go read these 4 books and you'll totally get it. I could say, go read these 4 books and you will have scratched the surface of getting an idea of what we're about to talk about.
Yep.
Right? Does that make sense? So, and this is here's the gig. Here's the fun part, guys. This is when I said watch this is the fun part. The fun part is everyone has different skill sets, right? Oh, sorry, Lisa. You guys, everyone, I know you guys liked watching Lisa for the last 10 minutes. Sorry, Dr. Lisa. I had you blue boxed. Now it's white boxed, but I had you white boxed. When you were talking, I forgot to unwhite box you. So me and Tracy, they didn't really want to see us anyway, Tracy.
Yeah.
We're non-doctorate holders, okay?
That's right. That's right.
The point is this. Some of these codes, some of the Guru code, you already know the code, okay? The thing is this, you don't know it in the order in which it's supposed to be applied, and you don't know it because you don't know it in here. You may have seen it, and you may know some of the principles, right? Like everyone knows this principle. If you smile at someone, they'll smile back at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone know that, right?
Yep.
Even Housel. Come on, Housel. I'm smiling right now. I'm smiling right now. She's still resisting. It's a rule, okay? Everyone knows that. Now, you may know it in your head, and you may know it because you've seen it or heard it a bunch of times, but do you know it? Do you know that in your life you can manifest happiness around you by just smiling wherever you go? When people walk up, you just smile and wave and say hi. And then all of a sudden, everyone around you is doing those things. Okay, that's I don't know if that's a lesson that we're going to learn, but I can tell you right there, 100%, that's part of the code, right? Because this code is something that it permeates the universe. And if you don't know it, if you just know it up here, but you need to know it up here and right here, that's why there's 2 components. Because Diane teaches you the part right here, the mental part, where you can learn it and see it and understand what the actions that need to happen. But if you don't feel it, if you can't receive it, right? If you can't receive abundance, then guess what? You can never give it away. Okay? You don't listen, if you can't take some help, if you can't go out and ask your friend like, "Hey buddy, can you help me out? I don't understand this." Then what are you going down on the weekend for and trying to give something away? Those people know that you don't have nothing to give them. Right? Because if you're not willing to ask for help, if you're not willing to receive, then what are you giving away? Right? That analogy kind of crossed over lines, and that might have got shaky for some people. Like, hey, just because I'm not willing to ask for help, I could go down on Saturday and give to the Goodwill, or I could do this. Yeah, but why? You're like, think about it. Think about it. If you're not willing to receive, then why are you giving away? It's like you're breaking the chain. You're not in flow. You're not following, you're breaking the code. You're not allowed to do that. It doesn't work, okay? That's why it's not working. If you just keep on giving away, but you're not willing to receive, and you're standing around and you're wondering, if you're wondering to yourself, and I wondered this for a long time, like, hey man, I'm doing all of this stuff, I'm trying to give, and you're giving and giving, but you're not, nothing's happening, you're not getting the result you want. Take a look back at yourself. not at what you're giving, but what are you receiving?
And,
Are you-
Bert,
are
and
you-
Bert,
Yes,
Huge.
if you don't receive, you're being selfish.
exactly.
If someone offers to buy you dinner and you say, no, I'll pay for it, you're insulting them.
Well, and you're depriving them of the opportunity.
Yes.
What if that was their opportunity to give back? What if 25 years ago they did a bad thing and they ran out on a tab? And so part of their amends to the universe, part of their like recontribution, I'm not a doctor, okay? Their recontribution to society. I just probably made that word up, but like they're trying to like, be a part of, and so they want to add back into it. Maybe that gesture of them buying your meal is their way to atone. There's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
I knew it. I looked at Dr. Lisa and it came to me. I was like, she got all spiritual,
Speech lady.
with me the other night, and I was like, I know the word.
I want to just
yeah,
share.
go ahead.
I had a real big problem with being selfish, and I'll just tell you kind of a personal story. My dad passed away 3 years ago, and I was scared to death to go to the wake. I mean, I didn't want to be there. I just wanted to be, alone because I didn't know how to handle things. And my aunt said something very wise to me where she said, there are people coming because they want to comfort you. They want to show that they love you, and they want to support the family. And if you don't go, you're not allowing them to give that to you, and you have to be okay with receiving that. So, so that was kind of a big, kind of a breakthrough for me, and that helped me get through the wake and the funeral. So, that was kind of a big lesson there, is just to kind of, like you said, Bert, you got to be okay and give yourself permission to receive what people are going to give you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and guys, one of the bonuses that you get when you purchase the Invest in a Guru code is Larry's How to Receive course. I don't know if you guys have been through that, but I have, and it's just outstanding. I mean, if anybody has trouble receiving anything, money, love, whatever it is, that course will help you a lot. So that's something that just, when I saw that was included, I was like, whoa. I know that's his baby.
This is going to be something unique for people that want to take a new step in a different direction. If you're tired of trying to figure it out, whatever that means, whatever figuring it out is, if you're just done with doing that and you want to start to apply things that are already happening, literally, it's like if you want to just apply like the world's knowledge, right, the life knowledge, and those principles into your business and get results, you can start to do that. And there is no doubt. Okay, I'm not here to sell you guys. Like I was about to ask, and I should have done this at the beginning. I over in the chat, for all you guys that are already in, say you're already in, or raise your hand. If you're already in the Guru Code, raise your hand and let me know. Tell us so we know. Because here's the gig. I don't need to sell you guys it. I'm doing the Guru Code. Bob's doing it. Lisa's doing it. Tracy Housel. I'm going to start calling her that from now on. That's going to be an name. Where's Housel? Where's Housel? I'm just going to. I wish you could do that on Facebook, but whenever you delete the last name, then the first name goes away too. So I'm going to have to be. I'm still going to. You'll know though, even though I
will know.
I will know. And inside, you'll be really. Every time I tag you, you'll hear it. Housel. We're all doing it not because we need to tell you guys to tell someone else like, hey, you should do this. We're doing it because we have been working with or have worked with in the past either one or both Diane and or Larry, and it's going to provide more value in our business. That's the bottom line. Hey, listen, I'm doing it, yo. It's happening. Bob's doing it. Bob's about to launch a product, right, Bob?
I am.
Right. I'm making it happen, right? Tracy's doing it.
Yep.
Lisa's doing it. Like all four of us, we're doing it. It's happening, and that's powerful. That's the sales pitch, right? That it's happening. It's working. I did these things, and just a tiny bit that I knew of that was shared with me, and it got massive results. So if I can immerse myself in that for 10 weeks, have the blockages removed from Larry, have the marketing wisdom, literally, to be able to work with someone that I know. Not only do I know it mentally, but I know it here because I've been able to work with this person. In addition to that, I'm going to be able to watch the entire transformation because you're going to get the vault. That's one of the bonuses. You're going to be able to go back and watch this transformation, watch someone else that's going through the journey and watch their story and watch them emerge as this leader that Tracy told you about, right? That she knew Diane when she was the leader in a company, but she wasn't speaking on these worldwide stages. Right? And now she is. So, okay, so I see a bunch of hands of people that are here. For those that aren't in, for those that haven't taken the step yet, let me just say this. There's plenty of options now. There's like a 1 payment, a 3 payment, a 6 payment. There's another option, which is ridiculous. I mean, they're like, hey, if you want to break it down and pay it, like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, it's awesome. And this is why. And let me tell you, it gets even more awesome because if you're not even sure about that and the 177, because I think that's what the 6 payment is, if that's like, hey, that's out of the park, it's just even that's a stretch. They're doing a standalone just for the first 3 modules. Okay, it's a $297 price point where they're putting it, but you can break that down into payments of 117 where you can lock that 117 in right now. And I've already heard it from Diane herself earlier today. If you do that option and you decide that you want to upgrade and go for the next 7 weeks and do the whole thing and run and go for it and do what you deserve to do to build you, if that's what you decide to do later after you jump in, they're going to make that available. So there's really, at this point, the question to yourself should be this: what am I waiting for? And I don't mean what are you waiting for right now. Like, how come you haven't gone and taken your credit card, go to the sales page, boom, 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 fill in the information and go do that? I'm not saying that. I'm saying, what are you waiting for in the big picture? What? Because we're waiting. Tracy said it. You're being selfish. If you're not receiving and then going out and teaching other people what you've learned and showing other people, like Dr. Lisa's doing, like Bob's doing, like Tracy's doing every single day, then you're really stealing from the rest of us because there's people out there that are waiting for you right now. There's an audience of people that are waiting for you to go out and carry the message to them, to share with them what your passion is. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else I can say about that because when I get so excited about it, then I feel like I'm trying to sell you, and I'm not. I'm just saying, like, this is the deal, guys. What are you waiting for already?
You know, and the other thing is, I've known Diane for so long, and Bob's known her a long time, and we're forking out the money because we know we'll learn more than we have. This isn't stuff she's done before. No one's done this before. And and Bob and I, we wouldn't have put the money in if we didn't think we would learn a heck of a lot more than what we've already know. We only know a small part.
Yep.
And even the parts that I learned from her and her mentor, they weren't lined up nice and neat. It was just a little bit here, a little there. Like she talked about anesthesia today on the open house. I remember learning that in a hotel room in New Jersey. I remember hearing about it's selfish if you don't go out there and do your thing and help people because there's someone looking for you. Those are just little tidbits. But now she's got it all lined up. And this is her life's work. This is her passion. This is what she wants to give to you.
Bert, hey Bertman, there's good news. I just got a text from Brian Finale. He said that there'll be one other payment option now. Instead of $117, you can pay 3 goats and a chicken.
Oh,
nice. Man, dude. That's pay farm.
So you're in, man. You don't have to pay any money. Just give your goats. You're in.
Nice. I'm in. Well, if I put in a dairy goat, does that count for more than just a regular goat?
It might.
I would think so.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Who knows, right?
I'm in. So guys, so you heard it from Bob Clark too. If you guys actually use Payfarm, you can wire in goats and chickens, and you can actually send those to bob@bobclark.com.
Oh yeah, yeah. My town doesn't allow goats. Sorry.
Any questions in regards to farm animal payments can be made to bob@bobclark.com.
Yes, thank you so much.
But I think maybe we should at least put the link over in the chat, but maybe not. Maybe just listen. If you're here and you know who invited you, it was one of the four of us, right? It was probably Lisa, Bob, or Tracy, or myself. One of us four. So if you're here and you're like, yeah, I'm in, I want to do this, like, just get back with one of us. We'll give you the link where you can go to check out some more testimonials from people, and to find you can see every single bonus that's listed. So, other than that, if anyone has anything else, Bob, what do you think?
I have one thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for everybody doing this, but the people who I'm really excited for are the ones who've been doing this for a while in good faith, and things just aren't happening for them. Because that's exactly where I was a year ago. And I know this is what's missing, this piece. And you can have a little success without it, but if you want to go all the way with it, you got to know this stuff. And I guarantee it that 99% of the people who are making a lot of money in this industry know this. Mm-hmm. And now you're going to know it too. So that's who I'm really excited for, because guys, your world's about to change in a really big way. And that's what I got to say.
Yeah, let's wrap it with that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Lisa Grossman, 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
You want me to put the link?
Fantastic. Yeah, put the link in there for people to get on there.
I don't know. You want me to put it in the chat?
Yeah, put it in chat for people.
And I'll just put the regular one.
Yeah. They'll let us put it in here, right?
Oh yeah, it'll go in here. I'm just not putting a
Right. Yeah, Bert Bledsoe.
Everyone go to mine. It doesn't matter, because if some of the people are already in MLSP. So, but there you go, guys. If you go there, MLSP.com webinar registration, go get registered up. The deal is this: tonight's Lisa Grossman. If you guys don't know Lisa, I've had the opportunity to hang out with Lisa quite a few times now. Super gal. Really, just if you can imagine. If your older sister or your aunt or someone like that was like an international superstar at network marketing, that's Lisa Grossman.
Yes, and the cool thing is she's done it all offline.
Yeah, she barely just came online. She started using Facebook a month, 3 months ago, and she's massive already. She's already built a following. But Lisa Grossman, she's gonna do some training tonight, guys. So if you want to get some nuts and bolts and get some real networking and find out how to build a massive team, she's gonna go over her 3 questions that she uses and the 3 questions that she's used to build a massive team over the entire globe. So come on by, grab that link, and we'll see you guys over there in just a few minutes.
Yep, guys, that's an MLSP link, but it's open to everybody, free training. So take advantage of it. All right, we're good.
We're good. Let me go.
All right, guys.
All right.
Anything else, guys? You done?
That's it.